After months of stalling, setbacks and distracting side quests, shouldn't you be working on the house?
This week we finally hit a pivotal point in our Irish cottage renovation. Whew.
We were starting to think this day would never come.
Meat dessert. More digging! Wow, that took a lot longer than expected.
So before we share with you that pivotal milestone that we're celebrating, we have a ton to update you on. Progress outside on the homestead, progress in the cottage, progress in the office cabin. It's all been happening, as you'll see. Long sunny evenings and bank holidays have been helping us out. So first up, that field that was harrowed last week needed our attention. And this is how my daughter and I spent an afternoon on a sunny bank holiday weekend. This is the situation. We had this field harrowed, I think that's the term, to get it ready to be seeded. We need this seeded ASAP so these ponies have enough grazing this summer. And it's just churned up so many rocks. There's probably some sort of machine that would do this. We don't have a machine. We don't have the funds for the machine. So we're picking up rocks by hand in this whole field. Yeah, and where are we up to? Shortly after that, we welcomed what felt like a procession of tractors preparing and seeding our pony paddock for us. Chance to film it because my camera battery was charging and the last tractor just turned up unexpectedly, but he's taken the roller and now flattened this whole thing, and yeah, it actually looks great. I mean, obviously it'll look better with grass, but it looks so much nicer now. It's all smoothed out.
So we have progress. One trench is dug for the sink, 4 metre worth of pipe there, so I'll be dropping 4 centimetres over that 4 metres. I don't want too shallow a fall. That side's going to be raised 2 inches compared to the exit, so yeah, onwards and upwards onto the toilet and WC trench. More digging! Ooh, 4th and final trench dug in the dying light. The low light, you should be able to see 1, 2, 3, 4 downpipe U-bends, not U-bends, 90 degrees. The sink, we have the toilet, we have the shower, relocated shower, and we have the bath. Yeah, I need to relocate the exit for the soil pipe, so that'll be tomorrow's job. Hopefully it'll be a little bit drier and a little bit brighter, but my back's a bit broken for now, so I'm calling it. Signing out. So here we are on another glorious day in paradise. Digging holes, not just any holes. Holes for foul sewerage. The best kind of holes. There's a terrible joke in there somewhere. We have got our trenches. Now, next job is to actually create the new exit. So that's where it was, incorrect position. That's where it's going to go, correct position. So all of these pipes are new on the outside of the cottage, but we didn't know the actual final floor level when we were laying these pipes. I hadn't done the final excavation inside. So we had to, or rather we ended up with the soil pipe exit in the original position that it was laid. So I've just had to excavate down to where the new exit's going to come out. So just been digging this by hand. Fortunately, the gutter above it has been leaking. Well, I say leaking. It doesn't have a downpipe, so it's just been dribbling into this soil, which has been handy because it's made it all soft. I'm gonna drill a new exit hole through the foundations of the cottage. That's the primary objective for today. Secondary objective is actually lay the new sewer pipes and hook them all up, get them all cut, get them all in situ. Pending the backfill, I need to get some P shingle, 10mm shingle to backfill for the surrounds for the actual pipes. But yeah, job number one, drill a hole using this monster of a drill bit. I've never bought, never used a drill bit so long before in my life. That's the plan. Let's get it going. Oh dear. Wow. So I've drilled about a dozen or so holes. Each of them I'm using this metre long 24mm beast. Best part of an inch. And it's pretty much on the limit of this little breaker. I think there's a solid piece of sandstone in there. I'm thankful it's sandstone and not slate. It's been a bit harder going than I was anticipating, but holes are done now, and I'm going to get the little breaker chisel on the end busted out. Here we go. It's done. I'm through. Not only have I got a new hole through there for the soil pipe, it's lovely and round and smooth. Wow, that took a lot longer than expected. It's been many years since I watched it, but it reminded me a bit of Shawshank. Freedom! Freedom! Free! Free! Alrighty then. So now that we have dug through to the other side of the world, it's time to start hooking things up. We've got the end. We can work our way back through to the beginning of each of the runs. It is 4:25, and I think before dinner time I'm going to get the majority of this pipe work buttoned up, which wasn't even the primary goal for the day. The primary goal is done. This is the stretch goal. Something went right for a change, and I've been able to just plug the T-junction into the open-ended socket. I didn't have to cut anything, and where I unplugged it happened to be randomly, again, these things never happen to me, exactly the right height for me to put this T-junction in. Winning, absolutely winning. Now I've got the fun and games of cutting all of the sections to the right length. So since Bill treated me to the Makita drill, thank you Bill, which came with 2 Makita batteries, I've been able to get a cordless angle grinder, which has come in handy for all of these piping jobs. I didn't go for the genuine Makita because it's not really worth it for something which gets the kicked out of it on every job. That is the vent pipe soil stack sorted. Now to get all these little bastards done, first one is joined to this T. Keep picking up the broken one. Got to chuck it. Goodbye, broken one. One of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. The socket ends, which have got a rubber Booner O-ring in there. It's a tight fit, and doing it with a square edge is no bueno. It is possible, it's just really difficult. So a little chamfer, little camphor makes life a lot easier. Plus a bit of lube. That's what she said. Carefuling, gentling. I like to draw an approximate mark where once it's slid fully home, you know that that's going to be buttered up against the rim. Because there's nothing worse thinking that you're in when you're not, and you're just floating in air. Holy smokes, that is a wrap. We have got all of the pipework in. That job did not give up without a fight. We are all lined up and all the levels are good. We got a nice fall on here. Can we see the bubble? Yeah. So we are falling everywhere we need to fall. Wow, took a bit longer than expected. Anyway, done now.
I seem to only engage in very drawn out painting projects. Here we are back in the cabin. I'm just looking at the first coat that I did on the doors and this one window before the light faded the other day. I think I am going to do a second coat. I don't think it will need to be perfect because it's pretty good coverage, this paint, but just for complete evenness and durability, etc. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to paint the other window and call it good, and then I can move on to the floor in here. Yes. I'm surprised. Yeah. How's it? Yeah. It's time for
Comment of the week.
This week, we didn't just pick one comment of the week because we just love all of you guys in the comments, don't we? It was a really great week for encouragement and cheerleading. We really appreciate you guys. In fact, actually, I'll tell you a quick story about that in just a minute. But we also wanted to specifically shout out everyone who jumped into our defense. So we had somebody who said what?
Too much talk.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then it was boring.
Yeah. Too much talk, not enough action or something like that.
Yeah. And then a ton of you piled in and came to our defense. So that was really sweet. Thank you guys. Which leads me to the fact that we have like just so many beautiful humans in our community. We love you guys. I was chatting with a friend recently. She'd been having a really tough day and she said, I feel like I've lost my faith in humanity. And this is no word of lie what I said to her. Tell you where you want to go to regain your faith in humanity. And she's like, where? I was like, our YouTube comments. And she thought I was being like sarcastic, and I was like, no, legitimately go there, cheer yourself up. These humans are epic. And it's true, isn't it? We have like such lovely people. Also, I noticed a big turnout of the Canadian contingent in the comments this week. Wherever you're commenting from the world, this week, if you leave us a comment, put a little flag at the end of where you're living or where you're from, because we really love finding that out, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Here we are on what is the hottest day of the year so far, 24 Celsius. Absolutely scorcho, absolutely loving it, hence the top is off. Finished the day job, on to cottage reno, and we are closing in on starting to put the first layer of hardcore, the first layer of this new floor back in. We're closing in on it. Spent the evenings finishing off the fettling. You've seen me working in the ensuite. Lighting, as always, is poor in here, so you can hardly see it. But the 10mm pea shingle backfill, supporting and protecting all the pipes, is in. The dwarf wall is in, ready to accept the manifold when it turns up from the UK. The dwarf wall, which forms the boundary directly underneath the door threshold there, is all in. All of the feeds for the cold water are all kind of roughly strapped in place until the manifold is actually on that dwarf wall. This is where the bath tap, floor mounted bath tap, is going to be come out of the floor. I'm going to wrap that in a 4-inch sewer pipe elbow, fill that with expanding foam, and that will be airtight so that we don't have radon leakage there. The huge gaping hole has been backfilled completely. The final piece of the puzzle is working out what we want for towel radiator. It's going to be on this wall here. That was originally going to be the shower wall. It's no longer the shower wall because I needed the stud void to fit the shower controls. So now this is the radiator wall. So to finish off in here, button up the radiator, button up the bath tap feed, button up the manifold, and then we are good to backfill in here. So this evening's job is finish off excavating this and getting the shuttering in place so that I can concrete that tomorrow after work. Maybe backfill, do the sand binding. If I get those two pieces done, and I get the elbow for the bath tap from our local supplier, I'll be able to foam it and backfill it, the remaining piece, with pea shingle. I can get all of that done tomorrow between lunchtime and tomorrow evening, and I think we'll be ready for putting the stone back. That's where my hammer is. I just spotted my hammer. And I think we'll be ready for putting the first layer of hardcore, the floor, back in this cottage. Woohoo! Maybe. So we're getting there, peeps. We are getting there.
Okay, back at the cabin. It's, I think, nearly 3 p.m. Obviously. All of the wood trim that I wanted to paint is now painted, so now I am tackling the floor. I think probably the thing to have done would have been to treat it the moment it was laid, when it was pristine. Alas, we didn't do that, and so now the raw wood is very dirty, stained in parts, and so I need to sand it, wash it, and then I'm not going to stain it, I'm actually oiling it. However, I only have this inadequate piece of sandpaper. I don't want to take a 45-minute trip to go and buy more. So instead I'm going to persevere with this and see how I get on. Wish me luck. Well, it is working, so this is where I haven't done, and over there is where I have done. So that's encouraging, because it was feeling like it wasn't doing anything. But I still got all of this to do. This is how much sandpaper I have left. I had to relent and go to town because, alas, my pitiful piece of sandpaper was not up to task. This is what's left of the old one. Nice new piece. What you got there in your hand?
Shovel.
What are you going to do with it?
Shovel our new floor back into the cottage.
Woohoo! There he goes. First shovel in the barrow. It's a big day.
So.
Oh, he's stopping already. 2 shovels in.
I can do. I'm going to limit myself to about 50 kilos of barrow because these aluminium wheelbarrows start to bend and flex if any more is in there. So 50 kilos of wheelbarrow. I've got 12 ton here, so it will be two barrow loads to 100 kilos. So 20 barrow loads to a ton. So 200 barrow loads to 10 ton. So 200. Too many.
Too many maths.
Too many.
Math ain't mathin'.
Yeah, 200 and lots.
Before anyone asks, don't you have any mates that could come help you? We wouldn't do that to mates on a sunny bank holiday weekend. So, and also when we've got this much to do, we have to be very careful about when we call in the favours, don't we?
True.
Yeah.
$249 to go.
1. Off we go.
50 kilo.
Did you overfill her?
Yeah.
Look at that! It's almost finished in here now.
Time to
We move in tomorrow.
I've realised why I like my flat face shovel.
Why is that?
It's my shoveling technique.
Oh.
I use my legs to embed it, and the Irish shovel's too long to do that. You've got to use all your arms.
It's all about the leg action. It's all about the hip thrust, is it?
Oh, that's my shoveling technique.
Oh.
I don't know why. I've always done it. I don't know if it's normal. I don't know if I'm just a flat face freak. You can't do that with this. Otherwise
It's too long.
You get pierced. And it doesn't actually, for a pointed shovel, it doesn't penetrate as easily as the flat face.
Are you trying to make this innuendo at this point?
I'm not. I'm just wondering what the Irish boys are doing and not getting that I'm not.
Is it encouraging if I count?
Always. Right then, ladies and gentlemen. First room is nearly backfilled. There's about 5 inches worth of hardcore in here because once it's compacted, I'm aiming for a 4-inch subbase. I've got most of the room filled. There's a little void here just in front of me so that if there is any excess, I can scrape it into the void rather than having to shift it around in different rooms or whatever. Yeah, now I just want to verify the level across this. I've kind of roughly evened it out with the shovel. Time to verify the heights. So you know what that means. It's laser time. Lasers activated. So my datum 80, no, datum bang on 70, sweet. Okay, 100 mil, 400 mil floor, 300 down, 40, no, other way, always the opposite way, 30 up, so 40 mil, or yeah, 40 mil, perfect, no, yeah, inch and a half. Bit high, low, a bit too high, too low, more. We're close. Dialing in. A little bit of fettling. And there we have it, folks. We have one room which is up to grade. Spent this evening filling it in, fettling, finished this now about an inch, about 25 mil higher than finished where it needs to be. Once it's compacted, I'll get a whacker plate compactor vibrator. It will be hopefully bang on 4-inch 100 mil. Here is the start of the new floor. Gonna go treat the hens. We got some leftover meat, so I'm gonna go treat the hens with a little sunset after dinner treat. meat dessert. So yeah, I'll be doing that and having a bit of an early night because feeling a bit knackered after shifting all of that hardcore. So progress.
Big week this week, really big, pivotal, having started building the floor back up.
Yeah.
Wow. Can't quite believe it, can we?
But we're starting to get out of the ground, which is an absolute miracle, a massive milestone.
Yeah.
It feels so good. Well,
Feels so good.
it didn't feel good to actually undertake the effort required to do that job, but I'm sure you guys, some of you guys will be relieved. Believe us when we say we are more relieved.
Yeah. You know this is where we live, right?
Yeah, to no longer be standing on soil, to be standing on something, well, hardcore. The next layer is concrete.
Aww. So, if you've been around here for a while, you might remember two things. One, the story of the hidden rubble, and two, the story of the gravel floored lounge. So this feels like a third moment involving floors and stonework for us. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will link those videos in the description below so you can catch up on those really random stories. But it feels like an upgrade, doesn't it, to be out of soil and onto gravel at least.
It really does.
Yeah. And is the digging finally done? Because you keep saying the digging is done and then I keep editing you digging stuff, so.
I think the digging is done.
You heard it here, folks. Keep them accountable.
Thanks once again to all of our generous Amazon gifters and Patreons and YouTube super thanks and Ko-fi donations. We appreciate all of you guys. It all makes a very big difference. And a special shout out this week to Jordan, who's gifted us a book on fermenting.
Yes.
So that's a topic that we are looking forward to delving into and exploring once we've got a kitchen to do that kind of stuff in. So thank you for that, Jordan. We're very much enjoying reading it, and we're going to be very much enjoying making use of the knowledge to make some tasty fermented goods.
Yeah. Next week, what have they got in store next week?
Ooh, you'll just have to live through the pain and suffering while you wait for the next vlog to come out documenting what the next milestone is.
He's left a cryptic clue in there as to what's getting done next week. See if you can figure it out.
Thanks for watching, folks, and stay tuned for some exciting progress on the build next week.
Yeah, see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, now you're just playing up the camera. Comment. It's like a C-Y-O-M. Comment. Just a flat-ended freak.
My life.
Big this. This big this. Big. I just got the I've just got in my head, get your fermenter on. Oh, get your fermenter on.
I don't know why. I think that's just you. I think that's the first time that lyric has been put to that song ever.
Miss Elliott, she wasn't rapping about fermenting.
I thought there was no such thing as original art anymore, but I think you've just proven otherwise.
Another big milestone. I'm just word salad at this point. I'm just making a word salad. Wrap it up. I don't know what to say anymore.